And once again, we are back for another CBC podcast. Of course, I am, as always, not alone because I am joined by two other people here. So, first and foremost, you guys can find me over at all these links right here. Yeah, all these links. Go follow me. I don't post much comic stuff, but hey, it is what it is. You get a different side of me on whatever app you see or social media thing that pops up. I've kind of like split it across different outlets. Uh, but that's how it works, I guess. But of course, like I said, I am not alone. As always, I am joined by Tristan, who's over
Yeah,
here.
links I want to say it's if you guys are watching it, it'd probably be the left hand or right hand side. Most likely, just not entirely sure. I'm like one subscriber away from like 1,400 subscribers. Finally,
Nice.
working on stuff.
Nice.
Caught up with like unlike Armin, I do talk about comics. I'm caught up with everything I have right now. I'm working on some other long form videos finally after a while of trying to from the doldrums of January.
Yeah. But of course, we are not alone. As always, we are joined by Mitch. Oh, I pointed right. Woo-hoo.
Hey, pointed left on my screen. But yeah, link trees are somewhere.
Somewheres.
The Mitch 692 channel. Pro Noob should be back Monday. We're talking Princess Mononoke this time.
Oh, okay.
And I think I'm hopefully gonna have my Final Fantasy 14 video out by Wednesday. I might push it back a week. I'm not sure. So it depends how much editing I got left to do.
It's also the thing where you're like, once you get it out, you're like, well, if I already put out like 2 videos this week, do I want to put out a third one? So maybe just kind of delay. Like, it's also you get into that, you know. So
Yeah, I don't start cannibalizing everything.
Yeah.
So is he going to be Wednesday or week after Wednesday? A week on Wednesday, I should say.
There you go. So I guess we're all doing different things, different places. And of course, here we're talking about the latest news. And believe it or not, there is some news that we're going to get straight into. But before we get there, we do have 2 members topics. I did one right before we started. Mitch doesn't even know about it. But the first one, we're talking about Armor Wars. The second one, we're going to talk about the disaster that is Spider-Man 2. So,
which one?
Yeah.
The PC port.
See, Mitch is being clever there because he's also talking about Raimi's.
Raimi's, Webb's.
Yeah.
I forgot who did the MCU trilogy. Watts.
John Watts, yeah.
Yep.
There's a bunch of Spider-Man 2s, but we'll talk about Spider-Man 2 and the disaster that was. But of course, we do got the main show here for you guys. So we're going to get right into our first topic, which, let's just get right into it. So, everybody here is a fan of Rob Liefeld, right?
No.
Defined fan.
Okay, would you go to a con to specifically pay Rob to sign whatever at an exorbitant price?
My friend Adam did, and then he was super disappointed when he had to pay extra because he didn't know if you want like the first appearance of Cable or Deadpool signed, he charges like an extra $50 on top of his already existing signature.
Yeah,
and he also has like I guess a tier. It's like anything I've worked on, sure, but then like Cable and Deadpool add more, and then the first appearance adds more. It's like that's such a grifty move.
Yeah, the only 2 things people could give a shit about, right?
Yeah.
Well, the answer would be no. So that's one. So,
yep.
Because when I saw the news and people were all like, "Yeah, he's sticking it to Disney and Marvel," I'm like, "No, he's not. He's just not getting paid. They're gonna, like when they give him another check, that's when he's gonna come back because he's done it like 3 times already."
Do you guys remember back when Fox was acquired by Disney? He went on a tirade showing pictures of like Deadpool decapitating Mickey, Kevin Feige in compromising positions, sharing grifter videos. And he's even lucky that they brought him back after that. So the latest round of updates is he's again lashing out at Marvel for not getting enough royalty and enough credit for creating Deadpool and Wolverine. Fun fact, everything in Deadpool and Wolverine that can even closely relate to anything Rob Liefeld did is just that he created Deadpool, because that character is more Fabian Nicieza than anything Rob Liefeld has ever done.
Because I think like the his iteration of Deadpool is not the current one. His was more serious than what his current iteration is. Though he should be getting a proper royalty fee, he's taking it too far because he technically for how he gets his money, this is what he does, and this is how he makes it by mostly just saying that he's the creator of Deadpool, and for better or for worse, he's just not a really good guy to be around. Essentially,
he seems miserable. Like, it's like,
I mean, I would be too if I was Rob Liefeld, if I'm honest.
if you had the worst drawing ability in history, it's impressive when you can look at his art, being like, man, there's a couple artists out there that are better. Like Ramita Jr. is better.
Ramita Jr. now, no.
Oh no, yeah. It's weird for Junior because it's like one of those things for artists to where like they can, for I know it's like basically it's an opinion on everyone, but Junior can draw better than what he is, but he's comfortable with this type of art for whatever reason.
Everything
same thing.
Now,
Same thing. Kind of like with Rob here, he can draw better, but he's comfortable with what he's known for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's
because
also Ramita is 68, right? So he's probably losing it a little bit.
Because from what people say, like he can draw like his dad. He can still draw like his dad. It's just that this type of style is that he's more comfortable with and he likes more.
I mean, that art style kind of made him a thing when he did the Kick-Ass comics, so he just sticks with it. Rob Liefeld, on the other hand, he's complaining about not enough credit. I didn't get invited to the after party, whatever else.
Really?
Bro, like
I'd be more like kind of pissed off at not enough royalties, but I wouldn't really care about an after party.
And that's the thing about Liefeld. If he's such a crusader for royalties, like all the chuds are backing him now, being like, see, Marvel bad, Disney bad. And yes, they are bad. Then he should be championing all the other people that don't even get a fraction of how much he gets.
Yeah, at this point, like if he is trying to champion, he should be backing, was it Peter David, who doesn't get anything for get O'Hara.
Yeah. Like there's pretty much every artist and writer out there that's come up with a character have been badly shafted by Marvel and DC Comics, and Rob Liefeld is like the biggest one of them that earns the most. We've seen like breakdowns and statements, and like, if you're going to champion this, they bad because they screwed me over, why don't you toss everybody else in there that's screwed over even more? Like, he still gets royalties from like Deadpool and Wolverine, the movie, like he's getting stuff that other creators don't. You don't see, hey, you created whoever, Sam Wilson, Captain America. How much are you getting? Oh, you're getting barely anything. How much did Rob get? Oh, a couple 100,000. Like, what is he fighting for? It's like, I don't get it. But this is Rob.
I want to get mine. Screw you.
Yeah.
He's a classic ladder puller, right? He's like, I want mine. Screw the rest of you.
Right. Yup. That's the sense I'm getting, and it's. I mean, I've never been a fan of his art. He's created one good thing ever, which he didn't even create the version everybody likes. He created the version everybody forgets. So, what can I say about Liefeld?
He's a muppet. Bitter. That's all there is to say. So.
Yeah. At some point, like, just, I don't know, go back to making your indie comics that nobody's going to buy or whatever, Rob. Like,
well, no, because if they make those, the grift is over, right? That's how those people work. Like, you have to keep,
True.
Yeah, it's like he's just gonna keep complaining until whenever there's another crossover or special event for Deadpool, and they want to, like, Marvel wants to make some more money. They'll write him a check, and he'll come back happy as can be, and then once that runs out again, he's gonna go back to being mad. So
I'm looking right now. He could go make more Bloodstrike and Youngblood. Who doesn't want more Bloodstrike and Youngblood?
Didn't you try that before? It didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. And nobody bought it. Like, they tried rebooting in the 2010s, and it was like pretty terrible. So there you go.
That's probably why he's mad the most, right? Is because no one actually cares about anything else apart from Deadpool.
Yeah. And it's interesting. Every time he comes out with something like this, he's always got the chuds backing him, and then it gets into a somehow it always morphs into a culture war. And what we should be doing is hating all of them. Rob Liefeld for being petty, but Marvel and DC also for being petty and not paying anybody. Literally having people go to their grave pretty much penniless because they're cheap. Like, you can't afford more than $3,000 to credit this guy on a movie that made you like $2.8 billion. Come on. Like, that's pocket change. You know, like, they spend more on a night reading a script for catering for the first hour than they do paying all the royalties. So it's like, everybody's in a bad position. They're all scummy. They're all scummy. So I'm pretty sure this isn't the end of Liefeld. When he's brought back for the next appearance of Deadpool, he'll announce his triumphant return, and then he'll do this again. Oh no, we don't.
Yeah, give it 5 years. We'll be back talking about the exact same situation again.
Oh yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back. You know, like, he was gone after Deadpool 2 for like what 3 or 4 years, 5 years, and it's like, I'm back.
Yeah, I think it was about that. And then like Marvel had an event or some special occasion for Deadpool, brought him back again. He was all happy, and then after that's gone, he left again, and this is what he's doing again.
Yeah, once his contract lapses, he's angry again. So we'll get back to this soon enough. So stay tuned for more Liefeld adventures, everybody.
Ooh.
Okay, next up, the Fantastic Four trailer finally hit. We were waiting for quite a long time, it seems like.
Was this the full trailer or a teaser?
So teaser,
Teaser.
It's a teaser, but you know how pages just take the trailer and re-upload it? They're all saying trailer number 1. It's like, it's not trailer number 1.
No.
It's
like some are like some say like official teaser trailer number 1 or trailer number 1 for whatever it is, and it's a teaser.
Trailers have reached the alpha beta territory of games.
Yeah.
It's a buzzword that no one actually knows what it means anymore.
Yeah, it's for me it's interesting. I see a lot of people getting like upset specifically with Ben because he doesn't have that typical Yiddish New Yorker accent for the most part. Like, that's the only thing, because people always mad at him. He's not like made of rock. He had like his whole skin became rock, and so that's not what they're mad about.
Do people really want Ben Grimm to walk into the room being like, "Hey Sue, your toots, you're looking mighty fresh"?
Yes, that's exactly what they want.
I can't, like,
they want the thing that no one would take seriously when it comes out.
Apparently, like, look, we joked about revisionist history. I've already seen 6 different posts on people being like, maybe we were too harsh on Cloud Galactus. Maybe we were too harsh on the suits that Fox did. I'm like, I hate everybody. No, this is the Fantastic
Four. It happens
for the
every
first
time.
Yeah, like I can.
This is
it. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I can understand people not liking like normal vocal range thing. That I can understand, but the Cloud Galactus, I'm like, no, you guys are just taking it too far. I want to be different from the crowd. From what I've seen so far, it's really good. I don't know where the I guess you could say that the weird theorists were saying that this Mr. Fantastic is going to be the maker. And I'm like,
oh, that's been going on since they announced this movie.
I know it's picked back up again, because every time I was trying to like rewatch the trailer and stuff, I'm getting like shorts and everything, and saying, "Oh, this is gonna be the maker." I'm like, so not really. No,
people just want the maker. No.
The thing I notice here is people know Reed Richards the maker, right? Ooh, bad villain. They don't realize that Marvel Zombies starts due to Reed Richards in the 616 comic universe contacting other multiverses. And then the Ultimates version that ends up becoming the maker is involved with that. So why would this version be the maker when you can take one of the other film versions, have them make contact, and that's how it goes? You know, like this version can't be the maker because then you've wasted Pedro and everybody else Pedro. So like, why would you make him, you know, the villain? Like,
yeah, especially with what's going on here is that this iteration of the Fantastic Four is going to be a universal transplant to Feige's 616 version to get everything started instead of doing it from the beginning once again, which is I'm okay with at that particular point. And I'm also I just want to see like a full image. Well, probably gonna get it in the full trailer, but I just want to see what Galactus looks like fully.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
you look like Galactica from Marvel Rivals. The camera will sweep around. It's just like, stop that vehicle. Like, oh no.
Oh yes, I've seen that. It's like I'm trying.
Well, I've seen the images. Galactus can hang dong. He casts a wide shadow over New York. It's
No, the Maker's an interesting one because I actually wouldn't mind if they did Pascal as the Maker, right?
like a multiverse style deal, like he plays dual roles.
No, like
Or-
this version of Reed, it actually turns out to be the Maker.
Oh,
I just think it's something because it's always like, hey, here's the evil counterpart. It's like, no, this is going to be the evil counterpart. Like, follow it that way. Like, not a lot of
and
people
people like
have done that.
the thing is like it's like complicated because for anyone who doesn't know, Reed in Ultimates, yeah, he got like shafted like most of his life because most of the Ultimate Universe are just a bunch of assholes, including Sue. And people are really
Sue's Kang, like Christ.
Yeah, it's like most of the like superheroes, sparring a couple of them, are like just a bunch of assholes. Like you wouldn't want them around. So that's the only thing. Because this, from what the trailer says, they're more in line with their 616 counterparts, even though in the movie universe they're not a part of that. They're part of another universe that's like on the brink of getting destroyed. And I do like how they did the. Yeah, I do like how they have the retro 60s futuristic, how they thought the future was going to be with all of their technology, which is really cool. I do like how I guess Ben is looking like he's going to be the heart of the team, because he's still trying to be human even though he's a rock monster, with Herbie telling him that he's probably making the food correctly to what's printed on the paper, but I guess he can't taste the food, so it doesn't really taste good. So he's gonna fix it a little bit.
They definitely got the dynamic down and what the characters look and should feel like. They got that down for the first time, I feel like. Again, they still got a long ways to go with the trailer, obviously, up till we get the first one and the special effects, but you can tell that they're taking their time. Like, there's very few shots in this that I can look at and compare to like the first teaser for Thunderbolts or Captain America Brave New World, where you're like, that looks terrible. Like, every shot of Red Hulk in that first teaser was like, yeah, I can see why they're not revealing him, and now he looks good. You know, like they all look good.
The only one I've seen that they tried to compare it is when Sue was doing her trying to use her powers for something. Like that's the only frame I saw. People were trying to compare it to like Captain America, and like we're not being fully fleshed out yet.
Yeah. But then again,
which is weird because there's a bunch of light effects on the screen, so the light is not going to look the same. So.
Yeah. It's like a prism effect, if you know, at best. Yeah.
She's bending the light.
Yeah,
I thought it looks pretty cool, but I get why some people would have issues with it. It's not something you see, like, you know, it's not something you see in real life, bending light and energy.
Funny that. No.
Yeah. Funny thing in real life that can't exist doesn't look real. Yeah. I don't know. The trailer also did we got the first views for it. So in 24 hours, it did 21 million views across all social media that Disney and Marvel had. It did 202 million. So
which is crazy for Fantastic Four.
Also, it's like out of any first franchise trailer or standalone film, like Black Widow, the first Avengers film, Iron Man 1, you know, Captain America 1, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, this is the number one trailer for a first film outing.
Which I think they're like, it's good because they're timing it correctly with their other mediums. Mostly you can thank Marvel Rivals for this, because people have been seeing that there's been an uptick in people going to comic shops trying to find runs for their favorite characters to read. And specifically for the Fantastic Four, since Reed and Sue have been in the game, people have been looking for them, and I guess it's just been really good because that's what people are trying to figure out, like how are these characters function so they can have an idea of how the movie's gonna go,
Right.
which is really good because for better or for worse, from what people have been saying around I guess around the globe is that Marvel does not doesn't promote their IPs as much as they should be,
No,
because
not at all.
you don't people are having hard times currently trying to find the runs because most comic shops aren't in their neighborhood for the most part, and they're wondering how they could get it. Because I've seen like on Reddit or Twitter or any kind of social media where people are, after playing Marvel Rivals, are like, where can I get this comic run, or where can I find these characters? Because I actually went to a comic shop and they didn't have it, or they told me that they can order it, but they can't get it.
Right.
And that's part of the problem with what Marvel needs to actually start promoting most of their characters. Because
especially for characters like this that people have had bad taste with because of the previous iterations. So
I think that's happened, especially with like the Fantastic Four with like Reed, especially. I think it was when Civil War came about is where Reed's whole dynamic changed for the worst, because originally, especially with how the game shows Reed, he's a socially awkward goofball.
Yeah,
that he's cool and he tries to be cool, but in some iterations of it, especially with some writers, they make him like an asshole for whatever reason.
Yeah, they do. I mean,
Reed should kind of be both, personally.
Yeah,
you need can be both. It's just that they lean more into the asshole part than the goofball.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice about this teaser trailer, whatever it actually is you don't see Reed's powers. Not that I noticed anyway.
Yeah, I think they're still working on them, honestly.
I just think
still working on them, and they're probably keeping it from people. No, I think they're keeping it from people because even in the game, people saw Reed's powers and they were off put by it because it didn't make sense for the most part. Which, in a way, it doesn't make sense.
Luffy,
yeah.
Well, it's not even with that, because they try to compare it with Luffy, and Luffy acts like a rubber band. But Reed doesn't. He just stretches, and that's what's so off-putting by people.
Yeah. I think they're definitely trying to rework it because it looked a little awkward in Multiverse of Madness as well. Like it was kind of like, so I think that
was a bad read. We'll put it down to Krasinski.
That was a bad read, yes. So yeah, just shift all the blame on him. So I don't know. Any closing thoughts on this? I thought the trailer was great. Again, the only other thing is, oh no, it did 3 million less views than Superman. It means Superman is going to be a big deal. Cool. Okay. Like, why are great? We're gonna be winning on both sides.
I just want to know, like, what would be I guess their final act suits gonna look like.
It's probably those that we saw like closer to the other concept art, I'm guessing, or the leaks, and because they're gonna redesign them, obviously. Like,
I hope not. Keep them the same.
Nah, they got to redesign them.
Sure, but keep them the same. Keep them the same.
Yeah.
Redesign the suits for the next movie. Let's know.
Well, they will definitely have different suits every movie. I mean, you got to do that. So yeah.
Unless they do the Future Foundation suits, because they keep throwing that word about.
Yes, they do. That'd be nice.
Wondering if Thing's gonna keep his shirt on, or is he just gonna be wearing?
Oh, absolutely not. That's coming off. No.
When the CG, when they figured it out more and it gets a lot better, that's what they'll do. Remove the shirt.
He'll be the shirtless scene in the movie.
I mean, didn't they say they went to like some special like mountain range to get the type of rock that they wanted?
They spaceballs the desert to find the perfect rock. The thing.
Yeah. Well, I suppose. Look, there's going to be another trailer. When that one hits, we're going to have more story details, probably more special effects. So we'll
Which is Sunday, isn't it? It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
just the Super Bowl one.
There's no way they're releasing a new trailer, right? It's got to be a new spot, like 30-second spot. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them, because it's like this teaser trailer is like a minute 30 for the most part. They'll probably recut it with some extra footage.
If I was them, what I would do is do what they did with when Disney Plus was launching with the Marvel shows. cut a 30-second trailer that features 10 seconds of an upcoming film or two, and then 10 seconds of Daredevil that's brand new. Just kind of, and be like, see all of it online or whatever, a Marvel sizzle reel for the year, or like something like that.
It's just the same thing, but you get a shot of Silver Surfer.
Or Galactus' face, his face fully revealed. It's like, ooh,
True.
Something like that I think will happen. So, hey, by the time this hits YouTube, Super Bowl's like 4 hours away. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And our final topic, let's talk about the X-Men reboot. So, according to multiple people out there, some associated with outlets like your Deadlines and whatever, there's reports that X-Men will start shooting in 2027, aiming for a 2028 release date. If you look at Marvel's typical rollout, this makes sense. 2027, they're going to be shooting Avengers Secret Wars as well, coming out in 28. Like, this does make sense. And a lot of people have speculated the Mutant Saga is going to kick off with an X-Men film once Secret Wars ends the multiverse saga. Again, this all tracks. Apparently, they're already looking at actors. Actors have been auditioning for Disney for unknown roles, secret roles.
Isn't there? I saw it last night. I can't remember where I saw it. Someone's very close to signing or has signed for Mystique.
Yeah, Hunter Schafer apparently is.
No, it wasn't Hunter Schafer. It was
somebody else now. Oh boy,
yeah, it was someone else that I saw. But they don't know if it's just for like Doomsday or Secret Wars, or if it's a thing, and people are speculating that maybe it's because they want to keep it after Secret Wars, but they want to keep everything under wraps a bit more, so they're kind of holding everything back. But how true that is, I don't know.
I mean, they could technically do both, right? Introduce the X-Men in Secret Wars, and then they're the ones rebooted. Like, you could do that.
You're Krasinski, right? It's like, hey, here's all these characters with different actors. If people like them, cool, we'll keep them. If not,
right. If they're kind of boring, well, here you go, out with them. So, I mean, why not? Like, why not test the waters? You got tons of actors out there. Apparently, there's like 3 or 4 male actors that are up for the role of Cyclops. Like, they're getting real close to it. So, oh man, like, I don't know. Like, we're moving pretty fast towards this,
I'm just glad it's not before Secret Wars, to be honest.
Same. Yeah. That would imply then it has to be like a multiverse thing, and then they just get shoved over into it. There's also some interesting rumors about the potential villains. The 3 reports we've been seeing is Sinister, Arcade, or Magneto. We got 3.
I'm shocked.
Please don't do Magneto. For the love of everything, don't do Magneto.
They're gonna backdoor that for Magneto, but
he's gonna be the one that's secretly pulling the strings for the villain. Yeah.
Like, I guess for like a first villain, I think I would rather want to see Arcade at first,
same,
than Mr. Sinister.
He's such a big villain for the first one.
He is, yeah.
I know, but it's like that's one of the ones I remember because they're pushing Arcade back in the like mid 90s for the X-Men because he was in a lot of stuff for some reason.
Oh yeah.
They're also pushing Mojo in the 90s as well.
Yeah, well, they all made mistakes at some point.
Hey, Mojo fits the multiverse stuff, right? You can just
that's
how you introduce him. You just do Mojoverse stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather Sinister be the first one, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think if you just stick with like Trask, because you have to set up the whole racism with the mutants, and then if you just get him out of the way.
Yeah, honestly, maybe
then you risk repeating Fantastic Four with Galactus. Similar visuals.
I think you're kind of on to something. I think Sinister and maybe Trask with him, like they're working together. That could work. Like Sinister is obviously Sinister is like the most racist character out of all the X-Men characters. So like you could kind of be like, well, I'm working with this guy. I got my own motives. He doesn't really know they're much worse than what he thinks. He thinks we're going after mutants. We're going after everybody, Yeah,
it is. He doesn't know I replaced all his task force with clones.
You'll then turn him into a mutant in the Statue of Liberty.
Man, it's kind of wild that we'll be probably seeing the X-Men rebooted within the next 3 to 4 years. Like, that's going to be the shot in the arm that I think Marvel Studios is looking for, that just revitalizes everything. Because the X-Men they're going to sell. They're going to sell. Regardless of what people say, they're a big deal. And like, with the Marvel Studios backing in the MCU machine, you toss in a couple other MCU characters in there for that connective tissue, you got $1 billion film, just like Deadpool and Wolverine. People are like, well, Deadpool can't possibly be bigger than Deadpool 1 and 2. And then the third one makes 500 million more. Right? Exactly. Like,
though Deadpool 3 does have Wolverine. Right?
It does. Well,
Kind of proves the point. It's like people want the X-Men, though.
Let's not pretend like the new X-Men isn't going to have Wolverine. Hugh Jackman probably for a cameo role to pass it off to a younger Logan, maybe, or shows up and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to do this thing. I already did this a couple times in another place. So
he's like, hey, here's Laura.
Right.
Daphne Keene's going to carry on.
Yeah, but she can be here. Also, pay attention to that guy over there. He's looking a little shifty, and you can have, one of the questionable mutants like Pyro being like, what about me? Why am I shifty?
Pyro again, man. He's
everywhere. We're going to get proper Pyro, though, with the suit and everything. I need him with the giant tanks on his back and the hoses,
No, you don't. You don't need that. No.
Mitch, we do need it.
No, you don't need that.
Because Fox dropped the ball with Pyro. It was so bad. Like,
I mean, what else is new?
Okay, true. Man, we're probably gonna get Iceman finally. I need them to recreate that scene from Family Guy, Spider-Man and his amazing friends, when they're like, Bobby, where were you? He's like, I just went out superhero fighting, and it goes straight to the gay bar. Like, I need that, because canonically,
and right before that, Gene outs him.
Oh, that was so bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Times Square as well. Let's do that. Make it really public.
Oh, man. Gene, what were you doing? What were you thinking?
You need to ask Brian Michael Bendis what he was doing. He thought he was cooking with that one. Everyone's like, no.
Oh, Bendis, to be fair, thinks he was cooking with a lot of things, and he, in fact, was not cooking anything.
Hey, fairness to Bendis. Bendis cooks with a lot of things. But
yeah.
He gets carried away with the cooking and overcooks it. It's just like, oh, well.
No. He doesn't just overcook it. There's points where he like triple cooks it and it's just like charred, and he's like, it still looks good. You're like, Bendis, that's actually gonna kill someone if they take a bite out of it. He's like, yeah, but yeah.
If I just talk for 5 minutes straight, you won't notice. It's fine.
You won't notice what I'm doing. You won't notice that your insides are being ripped apart. Oh man.
So good.
Right? Yeah. So the big question here is that I want to ask you guys. So this X-Men reboot is happening. Rumors are that after Secret Wars, the first X-Men film is Avengers versus X-Men. Let's be clear. That is what it's going to be.
I mean, it is, but
it's probably, it's the lowest hanging fruit that they have to do, So here's my theory. Arcade or Sinister for the first film. The strings are being pulled by Magneto. Avengers versus X-Men is Magneto pitting the two against each other so they can unite against him. That's gotta be it, right? Like, what else are you gonna do?
They can, but like there is a whole thing. If they are gonna like do an adaptation of the comic, it's
you need
mostly
the Phoenix, right?
Yeah, you need the Phoenix, which has an opposing force because it split up into like 5 pieces, and then like those five mutants went like power hungry, and then that's where everything.
I don't think you can touch the Phoenix again. They botched it twice in 20 years. You can't do it.
I mean, they botched the Fantastic Four 3 times in 30. Yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
True. Okay, true. Man.
I think what you just described was like House of M schism.
Yes.
I think that's what you do first.
Schism, I think, yeah.
It sounds more like schism than like Avengers versus X-Men.
To be fair, I really liked Schism. So
Schism was good. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of that mid to late 2000s was really good stuff.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because Avengers versus X-Men is primarily them trying to stop the Phoenix 5 or whatever.
Yep.
Wasn't it like Scott and Namor?
Colossus. Magic, yeah.
The Colossus?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because their whole tie-in was the both of them versus Peter and him annoying the both of them, and
Yeah.
they ended up killing each other.
Yeah, that was wild. That was definitely an event.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. That was the one that kind of got me back at that time to fully read X-Men. I was like, ooh.
It was wild because because Peter had no shot, and the only way he was able to win is that he annoyed the both of them so much that they decided to kill each other.
Yep. That's something, all right. Man, it's going to be interesting to just see what happens here. You know, like I think that there's a lot going on with the whole initial X-Men, because you can't make it similar to the Fox stuff. You got to make it different and interesting.
It is because like if we do go, if they do like do an adaptation of Avengers vs X-Men, we have to get like a Scott Summers that is a good guy, but you can see that he's a child soldier, and that he's very, very flawed by that time, because his mantra is the opposite of Peter's, whereas I think it was like, with great power comes great opportunity, and everyone's like, no, don't say that.
You throw his heart out to mutant kind.
My heart goes out to you, mutants. Scott, did you just do the Hydra salute? No. You might want to look at that one again, Scott. Oh,
Elon Musk is a mutant, isn't he? That's why he likes X.
Well, we know he lands on the Brotherhood side of things.
I thought you were going to say landed in South Africa. It's like, yeah, that's where the ship crashed. Yeah.
Is that why? Like, I think is that why like France wants to arrest Musk for some reason?
They've been saying that for months, and it's like, well, you ain't going to do it.
Maybe Tesla can make the Sentinels, and they just can't boot up during winter. They're just like stuck there in New York. It's like, sorry,
mocap. No.
Sentinel project ain't working because they're Tesla built. And look, Musk is canonically canon to the MCU. He's an Iron Man too, so this can all work. Like,
let's not talk about that one.
Well, no, you can talk about it because it's actually pretty funny, because he got mad about that.
As you should.
Yep. So there we go. That's a little on the upcoming X-Men reboot. It's apparently shooting next year, and they're already casting. So we're probably going to find out stuff this year officially, which will be interesting. So
I want them to, Homecoming, like make it more like a John Wattsy sort of.
Same. Yeah.
Focus more on the fact that they're young. Make it in the school.
Yep.
Or school hijinks.
100%. So
call it not another mutant movie. There you go, done.
Right. Well, that has brought us to the end of the show, everybody. We actually managed to pull off 40 minutes from 3 topics. That's impressive. But also, we did take a big old dump on Rob Liefeld, which is deserved. So that was good. I suppose we will be back next week. Let's hope it's a bigger week. I'm hoping San Diego Comic-Con the Super Bowl delivers.
I know January was 85 days long, but we are not at Comic-Con.
Yeah, we're not in July yet.
Because I'm like, because WonderCon's before that. We have some news at WonderCon in March before anything.
Yeah.
Well, why is it the last 5 years January has decided to be a dump month for like the worst shit imaginable?
Yeah, I hate it.
January was peaceful before 2020. Like now it's just
assault.
Now it's the Hunger Games, just Survivor out here. Like make it through January, you're kind of okay. But
well, everybody, hopefully you survived January. We're in February now. Let's get through it, and then we'll be talking about Captain America next week, believe it or not. And then then we got Daredevil and Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four and Superman.
Yeah, also, I think I don't know if it was just a concept art, but I think they showed for some theaters the or concept for was it the popcorn bucket for Fantastic Four? Some people want it to be basically it reads hand in the form of a bucket.
So, I hate that popcorn bucket is newsworthy.
Yeah. Yep.
I hate it. Absolutely. This is all Villeneuve's fault. If he didn't make that fucked up popcorn bucket, we wouldn't have this.
Yeah, this is all Dune's fault. It really is. It really, really is. So, There you go, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this podcast. Hopefully, we see you guys for 2 members topics, and we'll see you next week. Later. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.